So, I'm responding to your sneaky video, which I appreciated. Um, and I'm leant forward so much right now because I'm like avoiding the. I'm like determined to wear these glasses. I can't face it. It feels really weird when I don't wear them for a while. Um, but yeah. Anyway, the person walking past your door really amused me. Uh, because your voice dropped so dramatically. You almost reverted back to salad fingers, though not quite. Um, I'm really keeping an eye on the time here. I even have two clocks. I have my clock here on my computer screen, and I have my pig clock, um, which was bought for me by Joe's family actually for a birthday, along with various other things. I don't know why, but I did appreciate it. And the L shape, so that you know, was an L for me. I hope it was. You know, I am a bit rubbish at working out those things, but I think it was. And I'm glad I'm not the only one who's really bad with mirror imaging, because I remember when I like did videos like this for Pat, my Australian, he used to mock me for that really terribly, like how rubbish I was at working out mirror imaging. Um, but yeah, I definitely agree with you with that whole idea of the email being a reference point. I've even got into the habit of, um, you're gonna think I'm really weird when I tell you these things. Um, from that one time I used Word, I've now got into the habit of having like halving the size of the Facebook screen and then halving the size of a Word screen, and so I can like read and type, have them next to each other, which I think is quite genius. But yeah, probably a bit weird as well. Um, The Good Soldier. My opinions on it. I really enjoyed it, but a lot of people didn't. It's a bit of a hard book to get through, for various reasons. It's not like a tough read, and it doesn't use like crazy subject matter. It's just like, yeah, it's kind of a strange book. It's very strange and unique. I think you should read it if you want to read something that you probably won't have read anything like before. That's what I'd say about it. And it's that whole idea of impressionistic literature, which is very. Is not many books fit into that category because it's generally art, that's impressionistic. Um, but I really enjoyed it. But it wasn't as good as studying Lolita, which we studied and I loved before we did the course, so that was awesome. Also Tintin. Ah, I love Tintin. And I'm really jealous that you studied it. No, I guess it would be kind of a logical thing to study when doing French. And yeah, that whole thing about racism. I noticed that because I've read a lot of the comics along with Asterix, as I think I mentioned before. Um, and the racism is a weird one, isn't it? In fact, when I went to the Tintin Museum, yeah, I went to the Tintin Museum in Brussels. Um, and there was like a whole section on the racism in Tintin. Um, it is kind of a weird one when you look back at things in retrospect, but then I find that with like historical figures that I really respect as well. You know, like yeah, just like political pioneers and people like that. They may have had amazing liberal forward-thinking views, but then they still held these really racist, bizarre kind of beliefs, but it was because it was acceptable. And that's kind of what I think about animal consumption, like, you know, when it comes to how we view animals. I think that's kind of another one, and I hope that will change. Because I don't think they're just like a commodity, you know, we can just use them. But anyway, yeah. The verbal. Oh no, your reference of me using because. Yeah, no, I think I do generally do that. I say because when I'm thinking about things, but if I'm not thinking, I'm just talking, then I'll say because. Uh, and I don't know if that's regional or just me? But yeah, it's something I say. I mean, another one that I say a lot is able instead of able, and I don't mean to. I think I've got myself out of that a bit, but I always used to say like I'm not able to do that, and then be like able. Well, actually no, I must have got out the habit of doing that because now saying that sounds really weird. But I used to say it a lot. I know. And the verbal damn spilling metaphor, image, simile, whatever you used. I can't remember exactly what you said. That is a very good image. I agree. Um, just think mine is more like a waterfall, a constant cascade of thoughts that just no matter how many people I'm around to share these thoughts with, I still find more thoughts to just come out. And yeah, it's interesting that you said that thing about forgetting words in English and sometimes in French, because as you will be able to tell by part two, I do actually ask you that, so that's interesting. Um, and finally, you saying you've got all the time in the world and how dare you do this to me, blah blah blah. Bear in mind, I did like finish my exams on the 10th of May, so you may think you have all the time in the world, but I probably have more time. Um, and yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up here, and I bloody well better be within 10 minutes. I think I'm like at 6 minutes or 8 minutes or something. So yeah. Anyway, I'll send this off, and hopefully this won't get too confusing for us both. Bye.